Making this video for naming points, lines, and planes, so I'm just going to go over to student view and just show you how. First, I'm going to show you how you can find your missing assignments. So you're going to go to grades and just make sure it's on view by due date, and you see which ones you have a score for and which ones you don't, and you need to do the ones you have you don't have a score for, or have missing and late and don't have a score. So here's what we're going to be working on, which is naming points, lines, and planes practice. And of course, you still need to do naming points, lines, and planes homework. I don't know why you can't see it on here, but make sure you get that done as well. Okay, there it is right there. But I'm going to do the naming points, lines, and plane practice, so you can click on it. It's not going to show you it's going to show you your assignment submission, but not the assignment. So what you can do is go up here to assignments. Go into modules, sorry, and scroll down till you see naming points, lines, and planes. And I'm going to go ahead and do this. So first thing I want you to do is go ahead and click this button right here, this download button, and you're going to download. And then once you have downloaded, you should see it kind of on the bottom here where it says naming to PDF, or it should say naming PDF. Now you're going to download that. You're going to download that and click on submit assignment. Okay, so you're going to submit assignment and you're going to upload that empty file. So you're going to choose file, go to your downloads, and upload that. So I'm going to go to my downloads real quick. Upload that naming file, that naming PDF. I know it's empty. Go ahead and submit that empty PDF, because now I'm showing you how you can edit it inside there. So once you've submitted that empty PDF, you're going to go to submission details. You're going to click on view feedback over here. When you click on view feedback, it's going to open up that empty PDF that you've already seen. And you want to click on this right here, on this arrow to expand it. And now you can click on the text. You can click up here on text, and you can type in there. Okay, so I'm gonna go through each one of them, and I might leave some up to you to finish, but we did this together in class, so I'm going to do this together. So make sure you're pausing the video, typing in your answer, and going forward. Then after you do this, you're going to have to do the homework on your own. So I'm going to make this a different color than black, just so it's different. Okay, here it says use the diagram to the right to name the following. We have 4 collinear points. Collinear means points on the same line. So for example, M, N, and O are collinear, but we need 4. So the only line that has 4 collinear points, this has JKL, that's 3, M and O, that's 3. The only line that has 4 collinear points is line R. So, and those 4 collinear points are H, N, K, and I. So I'm just going to type that there. H, so N, K, I. I'm going to go to the next one. Next one says a line that contains point M. So we need to go to where the line where point M is. So point M is right here. And what's the name of this line? If you said line P over here, you are right. So we're just going to type in line P. So I'm going to say L-I-N-E, L-N lowercase, and then a capital P. You can also name a line with any 2 points on the line. So for example, we could rename line P as line MO, or line MN, or line ON, line OM, as long as any 2 points on your line. So let's go to C. It says a line that contains H and K. So this is the line that contains H and K, and we see the name right there is line R. I'm sorry, line P. P was lowercase. So we're going to type in line R, make sure you keep it lowercase. Notice the only things in uppercase are the points, okay? So line R. Or another name for line R would be, for example, HN. Any 2 points on line R. HN or HK, right? Or HI, line HR. I, line HN, line HK, line NK. What's another name? Like NH. It doesn't matter the way, yeah. What's another one? If you say IN or IK, exactly. So I'm just going to put line R though. We have D, another name for line Q. So we're going to go over here to line Q, and remember you can name a line with any 2 points on the line. So we can name line Q line what? You can name it line JK, KL, whatever you want, as long as it's 2 points on the line. So you put whatever line, you can name it whatever you want. I'm just going to choose JK, but you can choose any 2 points, okay? So you just put something as long as it's on line Q, okay? As long. The intersection of lines P and R. So what is the intersection of line P and R? Intersection means where your 2 lines meet, where they cross. So line P is right here. Line R is right here. So what's the intersection? You see the intersections right there. So line P, yeah. So the intersection of line P and line R is right here. Is what? Point N, okay? So we're just going to put point N, or you can put N, and I will accept it. Next, we're going to go down. So make sure you have these 4 collinear points, H, N, K, and I. A line that contains points M, that's line P. Or you could say line MO, line NO, I will accept it. A line that contains HK, you could say line HK. That's fine. You could say line R. You could say line NI. As long as it's either the name of the line or the name renamed with any 2 points on the line. Alright, so go ahead and make sure you have that all down. Next, we're going to go to number 2. Number 2 says, use the diagram to the right to name the following. A line containing point F. So what's the name of the line containing point F? Point F is on this line right here. It's what? Line J, yeah. So you're just going to put line J. So just type line in lowercase letters and put your J in lowercase. What's another name for line K? Remember, you can name a line with any 2 points on the line. So we can name line K what? So you can go ahead and do that on your own. I'm going to let you do that on your own. Try to think about it. I'm just going to give you a hint. I could name it line BE, EB, CE, CE, right? EC. Let me just put something in here. Let's do line BE. Okay. Notice I have the points in capital letter. Notice we have a plane that contains point A. So point A is on this plane. Remember, a plane is a flat surface. From our definitions of plane, points, lines, and planes, if you did that together in class. So your plane name will always be over here. It will be in like one of your corner in capital. It will be capital but italicized, okay? So here we have my plane name here. It's called plane M, okay? So the plane containing point A is plane M. You can also just name a plane with any 3 non-collinear points on the plane. Non-collinear means not on the same line, right? So we can also rename plane M as plane AEF, or as long as any 3 points on your plane. So I'm just going to name it plane. An example of 3 non-collinear points. Remember I said non-collinear means on the same line. So non-collinear means 3 points not on the same line. So I just need 3 points not on the same line. Doesn't matter which points you choose. I'm just going to choose A, D, B. You can choose, as long as they're not on the same line, you're good. Some good, A, comma, D, comma, B. You choose whichever 3 you want that are non-collinear. The intersection of plane M and line K. While I was in class, while students were in class, this was, I think, the most difficult in number 2. So imagine plane K is like a line that is puncturing plane M. Like, think of plane M like a sheet of paper that goes forever, right? And think of line K like a pencil going through plane M. So line K is like going through plane M. That's what that like looks like, okay? It's puncturing in. So the intersection, when does plane M, when does that pencil hit the paper? When does line K intersect plane M? So if you said point E, you are correct. So I'm just going to put E or point E. I'm just going to say point E, capital E. Next, we have 3 coplanar points. Collinear means what? On the same line. So coplanar would mean what? On the same plane, okay? So any 3 points on the same plane. Now your planes are your different surfaces. So for example, we have plane with R right here, right? And every point on that plane is coplanar. So X, W, Y, Z, those are coplanar. We also have another surface right here. If you think of each side of my figure as a surface, okay? So for example, V, Z, Y, that's a plane, okay? That side is a plane. This side, VZW, that little surface, that surface VZW, that's a plane on its own. WZX, that's another plane, okay? And that back plane, ZYX, that's a plane on its own. So your planes are just your surfaces, okay? So we just need any 3 coplanar points, any 3 points on the same plane. I'm just going to choose this plane R, this bottom plane, and take 3 points from there. So I'm going to say VYX. This is like the hardest one to fail because pretty much any 3 points you choose will probably be on the same plane. On some plane. So just make sure you capitalize them, okay? Let's do another one, or we can do this side like XWZ, right? X, comma, W, comma, Z. Okay, next we have a plane that contains X. You could choose any plane, just choose one plane. So what's the plane with plane X? So pretty sure you probably already chose plane R or something else. So you could say plane XWZ, plane XYZ, right? That back plane or this side plane on the bottom plane, right? No, plane XWZ, yeah. What is the intersection of plane R and plane VZY? So you have plane R is that bottom plane, and plane ZVY is this little side plane. So where do they meet? Remember, intersection is where they meet. They meet right here at VY, okay? So we're going to say line segment, and since it stops in both, it has 2 endpoints, we'll say line segment VY. That's where they meet. That's the intersection of plane R, that bottom surface, and that side surface, plane ZVY. How many planes are in the figure? How many surfaces does this figure have? Let's count. We have this front surface, right? This ZVY, that's 1. We have this side ZWX, that's 2. We have this other side ZVY, that's 3. We have the back one ZYX, that's 4. And we have the bottom surface, right? 5. So our pyramid has 5 surfaces, right? So it has 5 planes. Remember, a plane is just a flat surface. How many planes contain W? All right. So how many of these planes contain W? How many do you think? So I want you to look at the figure and figure it out. I'm going to give you like 2 seconds. So you have the bottom plane has plane W, right? Then what else? The side also has W, doesn't it? Right? This side right here, this ZXW, this side ZXW, that surface ZXW. So that plane also has W. Do you see another plane with W? This front side ZVW has W as well. So it's 3, okay? 3 out of all my 5 planes have contain W. All right. So now we've talked about what plane is. The plane are your surfaces, your flat surfaces. We know what points are. Points are, you know, always with capital letter. Usually have a dot beside them, but not always. Sometimes you just see the capital letter. We know how you can find the name of your line. It'll be italicized in lowercase, you know, to the side of the line. Or you can rename a line with any 2 points. You know how you can find the name of a plane. Your plane name will be capitalized and italicized as well. Italicized but capital to the side of your plane. And you can name a plane with any 3 points. Any 3 non-collinear points on your plane. We know collinear means on the same line. And coplanar means on the same plane. And intersection means where they meet. Okay? So let's go to number 4. So I want you to try this out. I'm going to give you 10 seconds for each question. Where is the intersection of line L and line M? Look to your diagram. Look to line L and line M. Where's your intersection? Where do they meet? All right, line L goes like this and line M goes like this, and you see they meet right over here, right? Right over there. So the intersection of line L and line M is E, okay? Say point E, or just E. What's another name for plane Q? Remember, you can name a plane with any 3 non-collinear points on the plane. Another name for plane Q, we could name it EGI or EFI, right? Plane EFI, plane EGI, as long as it's not EFG, okay? As long as it's not the point, as long as your 3 points are not on the same line. So you can name a plane with any 3 points on in your plane. Are points D and E collinear or coplanar? So look at D and E. Are they collinear or coplanar? And think about, what does collinear mean? Remember, co means together. So collinear means your points are together on the same line, okay? And coplanar means your points are together in the same plane. So are D and E collinear or coplanar? Which one? So points D and E are on the same line. So we'll say collinear, okay? So if you say collinear, you are right. They're not coplanar, right? D is in plane P and E is in plane Q, okay? They're collinear, not collinear. Let's go to D. How many times does plane P and Q intersect? Meaning, how many times do plane P and Q meet? Okay, plane P is right here. It's this flat surface that's going this way forever and that way forever, right? And plane Q is right here. It's going like that and like that. Like, is that sheet of paper? Do they ever touch? No, plane P and Q never touch, okay? What happens is the line L does go through both plane P and plane Q, but they never, plane P and plane Q themselves never intersect, right? You have a line L that intersects with both planes, but plane P and Q, both of those planes never touch each other. So we're gonna say 0 or never intersect, okay? Now, after you've done that, you're gonna click on this right here, exit full screen. The arrows pointing towards each other. And you're going to click save. Once you click save, it should be saved in there and submitted. And if you want to make sure that, just in case, so you're going to click save. Click it a couple of times just to make sure. Then you want to go ahead and click resubmit. And go back to submission details. And go back to view feedback and make sure that you can see your answers. Okay. So you would just go back into submission details and view feedback and make sure you can see your answers, and you should be done. Then once you do that, you're gonna just go back to the practice and click next and work on the homework. Okay, click next and click submission and do the same thing, you know, upload the file, upload your downloaded empty file, go to submission details, go to view feedback, open it up and start typing in your answers for the homework. All right.